Have you ever had a powerful dream, but convinced yourself to quit before even trying? Maybe you wanted to start a business, but a voice inside said, "I'm not smart enough." Maybe you wanted to change careers, but fear whispered, "It's too risky." Maybe you saw an opportunity, but thought, "People like me don't do things like that." Then you watched someone else, not more talented, not more lucky, achieve the exact dream you were afraid to chase. What if the real difference was simply the way they thought? This is the story of a man whose small thinking kept his life small, until one unexpected conversation changed everything. In a busy American city, a 38-year-old operations manager named Marcus worked inside a mid-sized tech company. On paper, his life looked stable: a steady salary, a reliable job, years of experience. He had spent 12 years in the same company, slowly moving from entry level to middle management. But inside, he felt stuck. Every morning looked the same. The same roads, the same desk, the same routine. Meanwhile, younger employees passed him in promotions. People with less experience launched businesses of their own. Success stories surrounded him, and each one quietly hurt. Because Marcus had dreams too. Hidden in a drawer was a notebook filled with business ideas, strategies, and plans built from years of real experience. Ideas that could work, ideas that could change his life. But whenever he thought about acting, another voice appeared. "You're not ready. You don't have enough money. What if you fail? Who do you think you are?" So he stayed where it felt safe. Deep down, he wasn't lacking skill. He was trapped by thoughts. And small thinking kept his life small. One Thursday afternoon, the company announced a new director of operations. Daniel Chen, 29 years old, only 3 years in the company. Marcus had even helped train him. Now Daniel was his boss. Something inside Marcus cracked. That night, unable to sleep, he finally admitted the truth. "I'm not unqualified. I'm just afraid." The next morning, instead of driving straight to work, Marcus stopped at a quiet coffee shop he had passed 4 years. Behind the counter stood an older man, calm, focused, precise. A small plaque on the wall showed he had once built a successful consulting firm. Marcus asked the question he had been afraid to ask himself. "How do you leave a job and build something of your own?" The man looked at him carefully. "You feel stuck, don't you?" Marcus nodded. "Come back tomorrow morning," the man said softly. "I'll tell you what I wish someone had told me." The next morning, 2 coffees were already waiting. "What's stopping you?" the man asked. Marcus answered honestly. "Fear, failure, money, judgment, everything." The man drew 2 trees on a napkin. Same seed, same soil, but one grew strong and one stayed weak. "Why?" "The roots," Marcus said quietly. "Exactly. The weak tree stayed shallow because it was afraid to push deeper. Your thoughts are your roots. Weak thoughts create weak roots. Weak roots create weak results. Strong thoughts create strong roots. Strong roots create a strong life. Your outer life always reflects your inner thinking." Then he gave Marcus a challenge. For 90 days, notice every weak thought, replace it with a stronger one, and take one small action immediately. Not big moves, just daily action. Because real change comes from retraining the mind, not waiting for perfect timing. Marcus agreed. The first week was difficult. Hundreds of negative thoughts appeared every day, but he kept replacing them. "I can't speak" became "I have value to share." "I'm not ready" became "I can learn." "It's too risky" became "staying stuck is riskier." Small actions followed. A course, messages to potential clients. The first real business plan. Slowly, his thinking changed. And when thinking changed, behavior followed. 90 days later, Marcus returned. He hadn't quit his job yet, but he had a finished business plan, interested clients, and a completely different mindset. And that was the real victory. Months passed, his first paying client arrived, then more referrals, then growing confidence. 18 months later, Marcus finally left his job to build something of his own. Not because circumstances became perfect, but because his thinking changed first. Weak thinking creates hesitation. Strong thinking creates movement, and movement creates transformation. Watch your thoughts. Replace weakness with strength. Take one small action every day. Do this consistently, and your future will begin to shift. Because when thinking changes, direction changes, and when direction changes, life changes. Your thoughts today are quietly building your tomorrow, so choose them carefully. What will your mirror reflect?